Hey everybody, this is Jules Sapisic, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to World Cup quarterfinal preview with Steph Dwyer. We
Hi there.
hi, we reviewed the World Cup a day ago. Now it's time to look for the quarterfinals. My team, Spain. Her team was Germany. Germany sucks. They're out. And now her team's now miraculously it's France.
No, 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 Joe. If you remember when we were already talking about the preview for the whole World Cup and we were going through the group stage, I was already saying my money is on France. And I already said, even that I'm German and Canadian, I was rooting for the Canadians. And if they would have gone farther, the better. But I told you Germany wouldn't have made it. So this was never my team, I have to say. They
Okay,
they
yeah.
tried and they fell short. So
I'll
my
take
my
your money.
money is on France.
I'll take your money for France, for Germany, and for everybody else. I'll take your money. Now, okay, I know one thing you always want to talk about is my hydration breaks when I'm watching the games. You know, I'm working out, I'm screaming at the TV. Thank God I got a new TV, 70-70 inch, and everything like that. You want to know my opinion about the hydration break. Well, here's my opinion about the hydration break. Number one, it kills the game. It
Yes.
kills the game. 22 minutes into a game. Oh, beep. Hydration. It used to be for 100 years. You play 45 minutes. You get extra time. You play another 3 minutes. Then you go on hydration break, peeing break, whatever you want to break, and that's it. Then again, a 45
Yeah.
minutes, and then. But now you have a hydration break, and then hi Messi, hi Ronaldo, hi. Okay, hi, bye bye. Now there's 5 minutes. You go and play. Hydration break is for FIFA to make dollarishkas, rubles, yen, kesef, whatever dollar bill you want to call it, dollar bill. All right? That's the hydration break. And this hydration break has been brought to you by Stephanie Dwyer. Check her out for great football coverage. All right? But honestly, this hydration break I could have done without the hydration breaks throughout the World Cup. The only time I like a hydration break is if I have to hydrate my pee. All right? That's it. And maybe that happens one time a year. Okay, not every game at the 22nd minute mark, at the 24-minute mark. Like it takes away the momentum of the soccer. And I'm going to say soccer for the people who are watching here. All right? Soccer is a game of ebb and flows, up, down. You tend to pass the ball back to your goaltender. Goaltender can to pass it back. That is for me a hydration break within the football game. All right? But when you have a hydration break and you have the momentum at the 18, 19 minute, 20-minute, hitting goal posts, hitting crossbars and all that. You want to see in the next minute what happens. Wait, hydration break. Till they get back up, it's already the 35th minute. They're ruining the momentum of the game. What are your thoughts?
Oh, no, definitely. I totally agree because whatever medical kind of, let's say, statements were given out, I remember in 94, because I just saw a documentary on the 94 games that were played in the US. And there were several games that were played at, I mean, horrendous high temperatures, very, very hot climate. I mean, the I mean, there it would have been, sort of because now we have different kind of stadiums. We have already climatized stadiums for that matter, for example, in Qatar. So I feel if this would really be the issue, what have we done for the last couple of, decades?
Yeah.
Because I remember the players would just come up to the sidelines, grab, any kind of bottle, would, sort of splash themselves, and then they would run again. And I feel also the training will be different. If you know that you will have a break after 22 minutes, your whole, body will function differently. And I think also for most of the time, at least statistics say for this particular World Cup, the losing team will have an advantage for the hydration break because if you are the attacking team and winning, you are losing your, sort of like you said, your momentum, your vibe. And then to get it up again, it's very, very tough because it's the same for tennis. If you for some reason have a break because of, let's say, torrential rain or whatever, and you were losing, and then all of a sudden you have a break, it can totally change the game. So I feel by initiating it, I mean, if it's something that is like unforced errors, like, sort of like we had with the delay for, Mexico in England, the game with the rain and thunderstorm, that's understandable. But that's a delay for everyone at the same time, and you haven't started. But this is really, I don't know. You can have,
There
why
should
don't we
only
have at
be
halftime?
breaks.
Show all the commercials in the world during the halftime. But yeah, I feel for some reason this was, sort of a trial.
And the
And I think we
technology
can keep
now,
some
first
of
of
it.
all, the technology now, you get to see the commercials during the play football match. You get in the split screen, they put you
Yeah.
commercials there anyways. So you don't need an extra 10 minutes of commercials. And the
Yeah.
only time they should have whatever you want to call it, breaks, not hydration break, if God, knock on wood, somebody gets injured, like Kone, or if there was torrential downpours or whatever, or if there's an earthquake or whatever, fine, because that usually never happens. We've seen at the end of this World Cup is going to be 104 games, maybe 2 games. Somebody's injured, they have to get off stretcher, or like Mexico game, there was torrential downpours or whatever. That's okay. Not every game, 22nd minute mark, boom. Like instead of saying hydration break, this is our 5-minute halftime show where you gotta go, or call it washroom break. Never in the football has there been a washroom break.
Yeah.
I digress.
So I think the FIFA wants to keep it because it makes a lot of money, and of course also for all of the licensing rights for broadcasters, it brings in extra revenue also for the sponsors. So I feel money is talking right now. So the game unfortunately suffers, and I'm not sure also for the athletes. If you think about the players, if you're conditioned to run 45 minutes straight, it's totally different than if 22-minute mark, we're going to have a break. I can catch my breath. I can cool down. And then we start up again. It's going to be a different way how to also from now on, then, sort of, I don't know, strategize the whole thing. Because you have to also tell your players, okay, be sure, keep the momentum alive, even during the breaks. Make sure you're back on the spot when we start again. So I feel that's also something, for the technical point of view. But let's go on, with the quarterfinals. I mean, you have already the Spain, jersey on.
No.
Far,
Let's go in order here. Thursday
order.
is the first game in Foxborough,
Yes.
aka Boston, aka New England Patriot Stadium, with France up against
Morocco. Yes.
This is going to be, again, France's favorite in this game. Morocco's been in their, they really showed up. Not this World Cup, last World Cup and all that. If France think they're going to have an easy match, they're not. It may go into extra time here and all that, but like your team, that's your favorite team. Kylian Mbappe has done well and all that. And let's face it, France should win. I'd say France maybe 1-0 or 2-1. What do you say?
Well, I feel, I like both teams. And I mean, it's also, I think, very tough because if you think about Hakimi and, Mbappe, they know each other. So, I mean, these are teams that basically know one another a lot. So it's hard to really explain how it's going to turn out because it's not like they are playing for the first time. And I think if you realize, I mean, Morocco changed their coach 3 months before the tournament, and they've been performing really, really well. So I feel, of course, France is definitely the favorite to win, and so far statistics tell us that they should win. And I think Morocco will give them, a run for their money. So I feel France at the end of the day will win, but Morocco will give them a hard time. They won't go very easily down. And I feel, especially being now again in the quarterfinals, this shows them we're here to stay. We're not here just, sort of, because I said it's still a dark horse, but it's not any longer a Cinderella story because they've been in Qatar also among the last ones. So they have proven that they should be up there, that they have the quality. So my eye is also on France. It might be a 2-1 game, but
Thanks for confirming everything I just said 5 minutes ago.
oh, sorry, but I mean, what can I say? We will have a different. Let me just think about your jersey, and we will come back to that.
All right,
But
so
yeah, but that will
So-
be it.
so on Friday, July 10th at 3 p.m. But this game is at noon because they play in Inglewood, California, the home of the Rams and Chargers there, SoFi Stadium or Los Angeles Stadium. It is Spain versus Belgium. Since I'm wearing the shirts, you already know what I'm gonna say. I think this
I
one
know.
is going to be a clean sheet for Spain. I think they're going to win 1-0. Belgium is going to, and you got to watch out for Lukaku. You got to watch out for Lukaku. He's a bull. Like I told you with Norway,
loved it.
he's a bull too. But I think
He's a
Spain,
joker. He is a joker because whenever he is, coming into onto the pitch, he is scoring a goal or he is delivering an assist. So he is really, sort of a joker that you want to have, sort of, if you have some playing cards and you want to have a card up your sleeve, that's the one to have. So I would say, so far, sorry, Joe, but Spain has disappointed me. They are playing efficiently, but
thank God
they
for
don't
that.
wow
If they
me.
disappointed you and they're already into the quarterfinals, great, because they let them disappoint you again and they'll make the semifinals. Please.
No, but look, they were not playing with.
I
Look,
agree.
if I look with like Mexico and England, that was a game that I wanted to watch, and I was sort of watching every single minute, and I was going like it was going back and forth, and there was so much energy. And with Spain, it's like we control the game, we know what's going on, and we will win at the end. It's not fun to watch. It's very sort of like we will do the minimum that we have to do to make it to the next level, and it's a possession game, it's a controlled game, whereas I think Belgium has shown we are maybe not the golden generation that everybody was talking about, and we are getting older, and sort of Kevin De Bruyne is sort of also sort of not this is not his first rodeo, so I feel that there are some mature players there, but they're still delivering. Lukaku has shown, like I said, amazing stuff. And it will be also Luis de la Fuente against Rudy Garcia, sort of from the coaching battle. Spain's patient kind of circulation, I think, against now Belgium's willingness to break lines quickly and to really just go for it. Because let's be
All
honest.
right, you're going against me. You're going to pick Belgium, right?
Well, I just have to, because I feel now they deserve to be there, because against all odds, because after getting this kind of red, card, let's say incident, it was just really much sort of like now, somebody lit a fire under them, and maybe they have the chance. I mean, they're not called the Red Devils for nothing. So La Roja against the Red Devils, it's going to be a red bloodbath.
All right, so you say Belgium, I say, but either way, that semifinal. Do I France against Spain, France against Belgium? That's all I'm saying. And I'm not talking about food. All right.
Are you going to cry even if they make it to the semifinal? Are you going to cry if France is going to demolish Spain?
Now we have a problem here. When you said France is going to demolish Spain in football, demolishing, what is demolishing for you? 3-0? What? Spain will never lose 3-0. All right? We'll never lose. They may lose 2-1, 1-0. They will never lose 3-0. Is that a demolish? For like 4-1, where Belgium beat the US, if that's a demolish? What does a demolish mean for you?
Well, I feel I feel if there's a 3-0 or whatever, I would call it, that's it. That's, sort of that's showing that they are really winning, because let's be honest, a 1-0 is nothing.
Yeah.
Because
right.
I think we've seen so many, I have to say, we've seen so many great games with a lot of goals, and also late goals, that there was a lot of tension until the last minute. So I'm hoping for a great game. Like I said, the one for me that had the most energy, sort of for the later stages, Mexico, England, was I mean, it was just a
I
pleasure
agree.
to watch, I have to say.
That was one of the best games of the
Yeah.
tournament thus far. Now
So,
let's get to the
yes,
final
because we were
two.
talking already about England.
Yes, and we're going to talk about England now. England will go to Miami and take on Norway July 11th at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. England, Norway. This, you talk about Rojo and all that. Norway, red and blue and everything like that. England, white and red. Battle of Rojo there also. Battle, I don't have to tell you, Holland, big monster, Kane, big monster, and everything. I just have a feeling that England is going to sneak out a victory and Norway is going to roll the boat home, and England is going to sneak out a victory, one goal or penalty kicks. What do you say?
I mean, let's be honest. England has been trying for the longest time, and since 1966, they have not held up a trophy. So for them, I think it's important because they've been there 11 times. So they want to, stay longer in the game. Norway has never been to the quarterfinals. So for them, this is already a huge accomplishment. And of course, if they could go even further, I mean, their story is just, sort of beginning. And they have an amazing, I think, camaraderie, the spirit in the team, whatever, sort of Stolbakken is doing, the coach, is just, he instilled in them some kind of, great team spirit. And you can tell that, they are very happy. And even Haaland said before, oh my God, we are playing against some of the greatest teams. And he is living for it. It's not like we're going to, go up and we want to defeat them. It's more like it's a pleasure to play against them. So I feel that kind of, sort of really playfulness is helping them to really take it more lightly than just going like, oh my God, now we really have to do something. And they have the goods. I mean, if you think about Haaland, but also Odegaard, with, sort of, can Declan Rice really deny Odegaard the space between the lines? Can England center backs cope with Haaland's movement in the back? And I feel also, look, even if Germany is not winning, Thomas Tuchel, our German coach, is coaching the English team. And this is already, sort of like an oxymoron in itself. A German
Didn't
coach for
Germany
the
announce a
English
new coach
team.
also?
Look, I'm just saying, it's like, for us, it's kind of ridiculous that a German coach is actually, coaching the English team, because of course England is always going like, the Germans. But this Thomas Tuchel is really, an analytic guy. So I feel he might have, sort of watched Norway over and over again to really just figure out a good strategy. And I don't know. I think it might be in England's favor at the end, but if Norway takes it, for this particular one, I would say the better team should win, and I'm happy for both of them if they make it, to be honest. I
Again,
won't
sitting on the
favor.
fence. I should give you some tea and crumpets on your fence, and that's it. All right. Put it that way. Now, the next game, reigning defending World Cup champion Argentina, as we mentioned in the
Yes.
last show, survive, and they meet Chocolate, Switzerland, Chocolate, 9 p.m. Saturday in Kansas City.
Yes.
For me, and I don't know if I should say this or not because I don't want to look bad here, but this one for me is the easiest one to call of all the four games. I think Argentina, after coming back, being down and coming back the way they did, I think they got a reprieve and they're 1-2 games from the World Cup, defending their World Cup. They probably want to play France, but they're going to play Spain. But put it this way, I think Argentina wins at least by 2 goals.
I probably think that, again, they have the joker in Messi, so Messi will be the defining, sort of element for them. So I have to say, unfortunately, Switzerland will probably have to go home and eat more chocolates to make it a bittersweet kind
There's
of
nothing
moment.
wrong with chocolates, all right? There's nothing wrong with chocolates. We all like chocolate, but they're going home. They're going home. And
Yeah, I feel. I mean, look, we the penalties maybe have shown them that they have some grit and they have sort of the nerve to stay in the game. But at the end of the day, look, we were talking the last show, we were talking about Egypt, and Egypt was leading. And then Messi comes, in the last minutes and, changing it. So I feel Argentina, because they have Messi, they will take it. But I think Switzerland will at least try to be a little bit unnerving for them.
So there, I say Spain. You don't say Spain. You're going to be wrong. You say France. I say France.
I say France.
Yeah, I say France. There, we both say Argentina, and we both say England. Now, imagine if this. I'm going to tell you this. England, I just have a feeling, is going to go to the World Cup this year, and by defeating Argentina, if they play France, England may win it. If they play Spain, no puedo hacer eso. All right, so put it that way. Okay, no puedo. Now, one other thing, I read somewhere, maybe you confirm it. Germany just changed their coach. Klopp is going to be the new coach.
Well, come on. After the, sort of very, very early, sort of upset, Germany going home, Nagelsmann had no more chances to stay, to be honest. And there were so many things wrong with the team as well, because the last game, we really didn't see them trying their hardest. So I feel it was just mentally and also just tactically, everybody said, look, we need a new start. And you can't make a new start with the old coach. So there was, let's say 2 days of talking about it. And then at the end of the day, there were so many voices, and so much noise about that. Nagelsmann, I think, had to say, look, guys, I get it. You don't want me any longer. I need to come, I need to call it quits. And they haven't found the new one, but if they want, let's say we have a favorite. And of course, everybody's talking about Jürgen Klopp. And also, Jürgen Klopp has already confirmed that they are in talks with the DFB, with the German, Football Association. So if we can have him and he says yes, I think Germany would be stupid not to take Jürgen Klopp, because he is one of the greatest coaches that we have. I think he is a guy, if he goes into the locker room and tells the people what they want, what they need to do, they will listen. He has the gravitas, he has the experience. He's been, sort of in the Premier League. He has been the global head of football for Red Bull. So he has been in all the leagues, has seen the talent globally. So he knows what's out there. What kind of players are we looking for in the future? Who can dribble? Who can be playful? Who can be, sort of a finisher? Who can be a very good defender? So he has, sort of a lot of experience and great knowledge. So I would wish for Germany to pick him. There's another guy that is, sort of floating around, but I'm not sure if he is up for it, because also Ralf Rangnick from Austria is in the mix. And also, out of left field, somebody said if Deschamps is no longer with the French team, maybe we need Didier Deschamps for, sort of a revamp, because so far the national team has always been coached by a German coach. And every other national team has changed and took on, let's say, an Argentinian coach, a Spanish coach, or whatever. So they said, really, to mix it maybe up, we need a different coach. But I'm not sure. And like I said, we have Jürgen Klopp, and he wants to do it. So let him try. And I mean, let's be honest, this is going to be a tough job, because everybody is expecting now, with a new coach, that we're going to change the whole thing around and Germany is going to be back in the top 10. Because this has shown before, we were thinking we were up in the top 10, and we're clearly not. There are so many other good, national teams coming to the forefront. And I have to say, especially the African teams have shown us that they can come in and they're going to upset some really big favorites. And Morocco has shown that they are there and they belong in the top 10. So I feel definitely Germany has to do their homework, and they can do it with a new start with Jürgen Klopp. And I would love it, because I think he's a great coach. I love his, sort of also, he's also a good guy with, talking to human beings. That's, I think, you have maybe some good coaches, but they are not really, sort of approachable. and that they are not relatable. And I think Klopp is. So I feel it would be also good for us to have somebody that is a really likable guy when he's doing press conferences, and he's, he can take a joke. And so I feel that would be good also for just the, sort of just the reputation for the German, football association. So let me put it this way, it would be good.
All right. Well, that's our Germany talk for the rest of the. No more Germany talk for 4 years. All
no
right.
money talk. Yeah.
No, but there you go. And enjoy the quarterfinals. Me and Steph will hopefully be back here before the semifinals and then previewing the finals there. But Steph, tell everybody where they can get a hold of you and what are you going to be doing for the quarterfinals?
What am I going for? Well, I definitely will be watching, and maybe I will.
You want me to send you a Spanish shirt?
Well, let me put it this way. I'm already planning to be in the country of the finalists because I'm going to France and I'm going to see the final in France. So I'm not, I'm not trying to give you.
I mean, it's going to be Spain and Argentina, right, in that final.
I'm not saying it's a foreshadowing kind of sort of omen, but I think France is going to be one contender for the final, and the other one we will find out in the quarterfinals and semifinals. And I'm just really anxious to see it now because except for Morocco and Argentina, it's a European game again. The other ones are all European countries. So it's going to be interesting who will, sort of be in the final. But that's another story. And like you asked me, if people want to reach out and talk about soccer or anything else, they can reach me on Instagram or on LinkedIn. And happy to chat on all these topics and more.
All right. That's Steph Dwyer, one of the best for football. We'll be back here next week. Enjoy the rest of the World Cup. Thank you, Steph.
Yeah, enjoy. Thank you. Bye-bye.